All righty. Well, thank you all again for rescheduling yesterday. Like, yesterday was just a life happening day. And by the time I got home, it was just like, I think we need to push this back a little bit. Um, but typically, like, I like to start off our monthly meetings just with a recap of what our vital behavior should be. Just because no matter at what point you are in your coaching career or life, it's always good to have that reminder. But just invite, being a product of the product, personal development, and the newest one is for recognition. And speaking of recognition, congrats, Lauren. That's so awesome.
Hey, I'm jealous.
It'll happen.
It was at 9:30 last night. This girl that I had kind of been talking to, about originally she was just going to join a challenge group, and I was trying to get her to do the challenge back, and she's like, okay, I'll do it. And I'm like, it's like 10 o'clock at night. Okay, I'll stay up. I'll stay up and sign you up.
So. I got on my back office this morning, and I got on Sabre. I was like, who's this person underneath me? I was like, hi. She's like, I think it's who Lauren signed up.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so happy.
So awesome. I mean, and that's, yeah, it's almost like a little high, like almost. Oh my God.
I got excited for her.
I know.
Yeah,
I definitely was last night. It took me a little while to go to sleep because I was like, oh my gosh, I did it.
Oh, and the fact that you've already hit Success Club 5.
Yeah.
Well,
Wow. How long you been doing it, Lauren?
I started in August, so
I guess I shouldn't be too jealous yet then.
so, yeah.
and it'll happen. Like, the amount of work you're putting in, Tammy, like it's going to happen. Just after this push group, just keeping that momentum going and staying that as consistent as you have been. Like, that's literally the best thing you can ever do, is just to keep putting your story out there and keep showing people that this truly works. Because even today, like, I had a girl, I've probably been talking with her like close to a year, and she's one of those where, like, money's always an excuse, or time, or just in a bad place in life. And I haven't talked to her probably in a couple months, and she just messaged me out of the blue today asking about my challenge group. And then I presented like the coaching option for signing up, and she went for it. And so now, so it just, you just never know that even whenever people go silent, or if you're not getting any activity, people are watching, and eventually, like, they'll come after you a little bit.
I get so tired of people saying it costs too much. I'm like,
yeah. Well, that's part of what I wanted to talk tonight. Like, my main focus tonight was going to be just diving back into the basics and Shakeology, honestly, because that is the number one thing that we hear is Shakeology is too expensive, but we know it's really not. But I just kind of wanted to dive back into the basics and go over some like places where I think we tend to overlook a little bit as coaches, and some resources that we tend to overlook, and then just kind of have a conversation about like maybe some things we can say to people to kind of overcome that. So first, like, let's see, I'm going to share my screen really quick. Let's see, and don't make fun of my desktop. This is, it's bad. I need to go through it. But all right, so let's see, where are we? This over here. But one of the resources, and actually, like, I know I personally tend to overlook it, but in our back office, let's see, there is a ton of trainings back here, and more than, like, I guess they recently went through and updated a whole lot of stuff too. But especially for Shakeology, since that is one of the hurdles that we have to overcome, is when people are looking to change and grow and become more healthy, they automatically go to the exercise half of things. So they already go into it seeing the value in what exercise can bring to their life. But what most people don't think of and what they don't want to think of is the nutrition aspect of it, because changing your nutrition is way more uncomfortable versus getting up and working out for a little bit. People want to be able to get up, work out for half an hour, and then go back to eating to whatever they want.
Yep.
It's the truth, because in facing that fact, and I think that's the other reason why Shakeology is such like a good talking point, is that like it's one of the easiest ways to enhance your nutrition without having to worry about, oh, I'm just going to eat a salad today. And I think that's what people think we do all day, is just sit around eating salad. So, but in your back office, if you come to sales and marketing, the product toolkits are absolutely amazing. Literally every possible program is listed. But like I said, we'll kind of focus on Shakeology. And I love the way that this is laid out. Like I said, I was checking it out earlier because a lot of this has changed. It just used to be just some basic information. But like with Shakeology, like they have everything from the product training guides, ingredient lists. I didn't know Shakeology had their own blog where like their creators and everything will come and share like tips and everything. They now have this section on how to share about it. And even if you wanted to run a full challenge group, or even like one of the 7-day Shakeology groups, they have challenge group guides in the back office, where they literally give you a post each day. So that's one thing right there. But yeah, so definitely like this would be something to take your time and literally go through, because the best way we can combat people saying that it's too expensive is to combat it with knowledge and being able to speak more fluent about it. I'm not saying to go memorize all 70 superfoods to talk about it all, but to be knowledgeable about that there are 70 superfoods in it, that they cover the wide range from like fighting free radicals, prebiotics, probiotics, that some help keep you full, some give you energy, some help regulate hormones. The fact that Shakeology covers all of that, and the fact that we can kind of share about that, is amazing, because no other shake honestly does it. Let's see. So again, product training, like what's in it, why it works, and how it stacks up. Don't underestimate too, especially for all the other programs, we have a ton of marketing materials as well, including like all the recipes are back here. If people, that's the other thing I find really funny, is whenever people try Shakeology for the first time and they tell me that it tastes disgusting.
Ugh, I don't want to get that. It's delicious.
I know. Like, and well, my go-to is I share with people what my shakes were before finding Shakeology, because I graduated from culinary school about 10 years ago and have been studying nutrition since then. And so I'm one of those, like with the Power Greens, I have no problem just mixing up a scoop of Power Greens and chugging it, because I know the nutritional benefit far outweighs the taste of it. But that's just me personally. So my shakes before Shakeology were like kale, spinach, fiber powder, a banana, and water. And I would just chug it. So I was like, Shakeology is delicious. And
yeah, most people probably aren't willing to do that.
and that's kind of whenever I go into, like, this is important to know too, is just how the brain works with flavor. Is it's all a trick of the mind, because whenever food hits your taste buds, you really don't really know like what you're tasting. Your brain is hardwired to tell you if you like it or not. So if you're coming from a history where the most of your food is fat, sugar, and salt, and that's what your brain says that tastes good, then yeah, as soon as you taste Shakeology, your tongue's going to pick up on the green flavors, the bitterness, the more whole foods aspect of it, and it's going to tell you that, hey, this isn't normal, I don't like it. So sometimes trying new foods is just like working out. You might have to try it a few times until it catches on, because once your body starts feeling the good effects, it'll actually start craving it. And that's where cravings come from, is you've trained your mind to want what it thinks is going to nourish the body. And fat, salt, and sugar release like serotonin, dopamine, the feel-good hormones. So that's why those are your cravings at that point too. But like I said, definitely go into the back office, it's the sales and marketing, the product toolkits, and just kind of start playing around and reading a little bit more about Shakeology. Let's see.
Can I flip the screen? Oh, I can flip the screen.
Where's the button at? Oh gosh, where's the stop share? Oh well. But anyway, okay. The other great place to go is, my favorite is YouTube.
Oh, I live on YouTube.
Oh yeah. I mean, because that's the other thing. I think a lot of us as coaches tend, again, it's another overlooked resource, because all of the coaches that have come before us, all of their trainings are on here mostly. I mean, yeah, they're more tailored trainings, are probably under lock and key, but there's so much here. And let's see, how do you spell her name? Shay Stanford is probably one of the leading coaches in Shakeology. Like, she always has the best Shakeology sales, because when she signed up as a coach, she already worked in the pharmaceutical industry. I think she's a certified nutritionist. So when she finally became a coach, she solely worked the business and built her business off of promoting Shakeology solely over any of the programs, because she saw the value in what Shakeology can bring to people. So she is an amazing person to look up and do her, and just kind of go through her trainings. I was looking up earlier, there are also some other like coaches that invited her to come speak on their team, and you can watch their recorded team calls where she actually talks about how she talks about Shakeology, how she gets people to see the value in it, to give it a try. And honestly, that's what it comes down to, is whenever people have an objection to something, it's not that they don't necessarily want to try it, it's just that they don't see the value in it yet. And that's what's, I think, the hard thing to get past, is because no matter what, after the people leave that conversation the following day, they're going to go out and they're going to spend that money on things that they might see are more valuable. Let's see. What was I saying about adding that? Oh, it's just like where, like, I've seen people tell me no, that they don't want to get the challenge pack, or they don't want to try Shakeology, but then the same day you might see where they posted about, oh, just got these concert tickets, or going to do this, or planning our next vacation, which is great. That's totally great, because that's what you see value. That's what's going to bring you happiness. But the next, you can bet the next time we talk, and I ask, okay, well, are you any closer to your health and fitness goals? And their answer is no. Okay, that's fine, but where do you see your value in life? Like, that's great that you want to have those experiences, but how did you feel during those experiences? Like, were you able to get up and run? Like, I've worked with one challenger that she said that is what her goal is I think she joined my challenge group back in December, and her goal was to go on vacation that following summer with her kids and be able to be active and running with them. So that was her motivation, is they already had the vacation planned, but she wanted to be healthy for her kids on that vacation and to feel good herself. So a lot of that is getting down to the root of why people want to do it. So especially if people are throw up the money card or whatever. Just start asking more questions too about them while almost educating them a little bit about Shakeology. So,
see, I've been doing that because everyone's had that flu bug going around.
Mm-hmm.
And I started Shakeology like 3 weeks before it hit. And I did catch it, but I was better within a week and a half. I was done. Everyone else has had it for 3 weeks and still not over it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, see, should have had Shakeology. And I'm, telling my husband that. And as soon as my husband got sick, that's the first thing he was asking for was that Shakeology.
Yeah, and that's seriously something to post because that was something.
I did post about it.
Yeah, awesome. See, that's perfect. Just kind of rub it in their faces a little bit.
Yep.
Do you say anything in particular, Lauren, whenever people kind of throw that up?
Well, one person in particular, she just was like flat out like, no, you know what I mean? Like, nope, I don't want to even hear about it. You could just tell she just totally didn't want to hear about it. So I just said, okay, it's just not the right time for her. I will see you later. Maybe I'll reach back out to her. But I had another girl that she just got her delivery last week. Yeah. So I had been talking with her and seeing, okay, how's it going? And she said, she had told me in a message, she said, well, it's kind of seems like it's a little bit chalky. And I said, well, here, this is what I do, and told her how I make it. And she's like, okay, I'll try that. Well, then today, actually on my page, she was like, that was so much better. So I was glad she actually posted it on my page. So just to put it out there where other people see it too.
Yeah. Yeah. And see, that's perfect. Like, anytime you can get a chance to get people to share directly to your page, like that's another great way to add value about it is don't be afraid to ask, especially towards the end of a challenge group or your challengers, to be like, hey, would you mind like either sharing something yourself on your page or writing something that you wouldn't mind me sharing. But yeah, the more that we can show people that it's not a gimmick. I mean, Shakeology sounds a little gimmicky, but I mean, it's just like compared to everything else. I actually always encourage people to do their own research too, because that's the way my brain works and why I said no at first for 3 months. And that's another great thing that I share with people whenever they have their hesitations. I'm like, you know what? Great, because I did too. I was like, but I spent 3 months doing my research, and this is what I found. I'm just trying to think of what else. Well, and depending on how well you know people, my mom shared this story with me. Is she works at a school, and she had a lady complaining about all these different health issues that she's been having, and she was starting to ask mom about Shakeology, and of course she threw up oh no, that's way too expensive. And my mom's come back to her as, so is being unhealthy.
Hey, that's a good line. I gotta remember that one.
People don't think about that. Like, especially like if you find out that they do have certain health issues that can be controlled by their nutrition. Like, I personally, like I've asked people that. I mean, I've phrased it in a way like, only if you're comfortable, but if you don't mind sharing with me, like, how much are you spending each month on medication or doctor's visits? Or did you have to up your medical plan to get better coverage? So are you spending more per month medically? And just start looking at things that way too. So, and the more to, like, don't ever be afraid. Like, if you run into somebody with a certain medical issue, and they're asking like, well, how would it affect me? Like, if I've not dealt with it, I go straight to Beatnik or YouTube or Google and try to find somebody else's story that can relate directly to them too. I mean, as far as the Shakeology goes, like that's what I have for tonight, just to add more value to it, and all that fun stuff. Do y'all have anything else that, like, any questions or situations that you've had come up?
No, mainly just the money's my biggest issue with people.
Yeah.
like people that inquire, as soon as they find out how much it is, you just hear the whole tone change.
Yeah.
Like
a good thing for that, if that's their very first question, spin it around a little bit and just be like, I hear what you're asking, but before we dive into that, like, let me ask you this question first. Like, let's get to know what your goals are. Like, before we dive into that, because the price may vary depending on which route we go, like depending on which program we decide to go with. So before we dive into that, tell me a little bit more about your goals. Like, what are you struggling with? So that way, whenever you do go to present them with the perfect challenge pack and what the price is, you can use their words against them a little bit and say, well, because you said that you struggle with this and this and this challenge pack will get you the result because of this, this, and this. And Shakeology will help you fix all of those. Not fix, well, we can't say fix, but we'll help you like start to work towards bettering those things. So that way.
Speaking of the challenge packs, are they going away the end of October?
What do you mean? Like the sales?
Well, I seen, yeah, online it says that when you go to the challenge packs, it says they stop at the end of October. It says this is the last month.
I think it's just because they're going to push quarter force, right?
Yeah, like each month they typically, like the amount of challenge packs that they have on sale this month has been the most that I've seen since I've been a coach, because typically they pick like maybe one or two to put what I call on super sale, like taking the 21-day fix and selling it for 140 versus 160. So I think since November 1st, like Lauren said, since quarter force comes out, they're going to probably bump all of those challenge packs back up to their regular price and solely focus on the quarter force launching.
Okay.
So what I'm assuming is quarter force will probably launch at $140, and everything else will go back up to their original price. So again, that's another good talking point, is just saying, well, if 21-day fix is something you've been wanting to try, this would pretty much be the month to get it, because I can't guarantee that it's still going to be on sale next month. It's probably going to go bump back up.
The one girl that I signed up as a coach last night, that's what I had told her. Because I told her, when I first started talking to her about it, it was in September. And I told her, I said, at the time, I said, I don't know if it's still going to be on sale in October or not. And I said, we'll know soon. And she kind of, obviously wasn't ready then. But when October came around, I was like, yep, it's still on sale. So, that did help her decide. So
yeah. And see, I think it's a psychological thing, but hearing the word sale makes people a little bit more giddy about things. And one thing I've done with challenge packs in particular is, especially the ones that are 140, I'll like to say, well, depending on how you look at it, you're either getting a full $60 to $70 program for $10. Yeah. Or if you want to change it around, you're getting Shakeology for half off. So that's one of the best things. So whenever people say, oh, is Shakeology on sale this month? Well, actually, yeah, you can get it for half off in a challenge pack. So, I mean, it's true, even though that's not what it says. That's not something you would ever want to post publicly, because that's the one thing that Beachbody in their thing, they never put Shakeology on sale, but technically that's what a challenge pack is. Shakeology's 50% off. So let's see, apart from Shakeology, there were some really cool announcements that came out recently. Let's see, I'm going to share my screen again, because the other thing, where we go? In the back office, if you all don't keep up with it, the Coach Breaking News is a wonderful little news ticker. But I was just scrolling through it, and the first 30 has me really excited. Because basically, between Sabre and myself, we have our new coach trainings and everything like that. But Beachbody themselves has a lot of trainings for newer coaches and on up that we can do too. And this sounds really amazing because it's like becoming a new coach can be an overwhelming process, but it doesn't have to be. The first 30 is an onboarding program that begins when a new coach enrolls. There are program tools for both the new coaches and their sponsoring coaches to help guide them through their first 30 minutes, their first 30 hours, and their first 30 days.
Wow.
So, like, I know that that's one of the things my mom and I had been talking about was kind of retooling our onboarding process and making it more streamlined. And it already seems like that Beachbody's kind of getting onto that too. Like, let's see, like the leader guide here. Like it literally, with us as coaches, whenever we sign new people on, like it gives you like a checklist of like, okay, this is what you need to do to help your coaches getting started right and all of that stuff. So this would be definitely something to go through and look at it yourself, and just kind of start thinking like, okay, so like the checklist here says within the first 30 minutes, you should send them the welcome new coach video. Within the first 30 hours, help them get started with the business quick start guide and then getting started right call, and that type of thing. So that's something I'm personally really excited about. So definitely worth checking out there. Let's see what else. And that's the thing too is Lauren, with your two new coaches, like I know that one's your husband and one's, you said she signed up primarily for the discount. Whenever,
Right.
kind of like what Olivia said when she popped on in the training, no matter if somebody signs up solely for the discount in the beginning or if they're all in from the beginning, I do like to treat everybody the same. I send all of my coaches the same welcome new coach email. I still have a couple I need to add into our team page, but I treat everybody the same. The only difference is like in their welcome new coach email, I might add in like, I know you just initially signed up just for the discount, but I wanted to make sure that you had this information in case you ever wanted to know more about the business side of things. And just leave it at that. And as far as adding them into the Daily Purpose Empire page, like I just say, well, this is just a support page for everybody on the team to stay up to date with the newest things and just kind of interact with other coaches. So you are more than welcome. Like whenever anybody like that, this is our team page. So feel free to add anybody and everybody that you sign up if they would like to join and be part of it. Because honestly, a lot of the most successful coaches are the ones that started out just for the discount because they just want to get their toes wet a little bit. But then most of them have said that once they joined the team page and started reading and seeing more and getting their results, that's whenever they started growing their own business. So yeah, definitely check out the first 30. We'll stay with the free. But what it basically says is within the first 30 days, like you'll want to get them through new coach training, which, like I said, between Sabra, your all's coach, and mine, like there's plenty of new coach trainings, or you can always come to the back office too. Come over to news and training and down to training. And like I said, they literally have a training from just getting started all the way up through 15-star diamond. Leadership ladder training. So if you want to brush up more on what Beachbody says about everything, I always encourage my new coaches to kind of go through both, like my new coach training and this one, just to get more well-rounded information. Let's see. Like I said, there's a ton. Oh, this is it. The team spirit competition. This is brand new. Typically, Beachbody has like 2 big events each year. There's the Fall Classic and the Team Cup. but this is something new. It's the Team Spirit competition. And basically, I think starting Monday, you can go online and register and sign up. And you can just win some prizes working together as a team. There's also individual prizes. Let's see. I know we only have I'll post this video on our team page, but this explains more about it since we only have a few minutes left. But basically, you work together as a team, earn points, earn fun prizes, but then it's also cool because you can earn individual prizes too, including, I think if you sign up for it and hit Success Club 5, you get a Core de Force t-shirt that you won't be able to buy. So it's just one specifically for this competition. And they're just fun because working together on teams and everything, it does kind of push you to do a little bit more. I have a competitive nature, so it's always fun to see these types of things. But I'll be sure to post the sign up link in this video whenever I post the recording of this. And there's also going to be a hashtag along with it to see which team will have the most team spirit. So the hashtag is Team Beachbody Team Spirit. That's all one word, and he explains it a little bit more in that. Basically, anytime that you talk about your team and how well you're doing together and all of that stuff, if you include that hashtag, it almost counts as a point for your team a little bit. So I'm sure we'll be seeing that pop up a lot. And then let's see. And sorry if I seem scattered a little bit too, because I'm just all over the place. Super Saturday is coming up at the end of the month. I know here in Louisville, it's on a Sunday, but if you can, please, please, please make it a priority to make it to live events, because one, it's great information for you. You typically get the newest information, what the new releases are, wonderful trainings. If you make it to one of the bigger cities, you can typically get one of the top coaches are speaking there, or just like our last one here in Louisville, Autumn Calabrese came to it. So they make a huge deal about these. So definitely, if you go to the back office, you can find the nearest event to you. Make sure to go, because it also is a great marketing tool for you to show people that you're just not you sitting at home alone all the time, that we really are a giant community of people that like to support one another. So between that, and that leads me into Summit. If you haven't signed up for the waiting list or got your ticket for Summit, please go ahead and add your name to that now, because I promise you, you will not regret it. And more than just business changing, both times that I've grown as a person, because they throw so much personal development in that weekend. It's hard not to walk away changed and feeling so good about yourself. But then again, to show people that we are a community of people just supporting one another. So please sign up for that. I think it's CoachSummit2017.com is the site for that. And then finally, my last announcement is, we touched on a little bit earlier, is Core de Force does come out starting November 1st. For me personally, whenever it comes to new product launches, let's see. I personally say if it speaks to you, go in at full force and just start talking about it more and more often. I know Core de Force is something right up my alley with Turbo Kick and all of that fun stuff. Whenever Size came out, I really didn't talk about it all that much because it wasn't something I was passionate about. And that's one of the best ways not to ever come off salesy, is don't push the newest thing if you're not really connected to it, because people can kind of see through that a little bit. and don't always feel like you need to be doing the newest, baddest thing out there. Like if you're in the middle of a program, stick with that program, finish it out, and show people that you can still get results just as well with all the other programs. But Quarter Force is set to release, I think, November 1st. Beachbody is known to have some fun sometimes and do early releases just spontaneously. So they might say November 1st at noon, but it might come out the last week of October. You just never know, because sometimes they just be like, surprise, there you go. So if Quarter Force does seem like something like up your alley, I think they might have something in the back office training wise that you can look up and start talking about it a little bit more. There we go.
Very good.
I still get nervous.
I would like you to do video or do a meeting on how to reach out to people that's not on your friends list, because I don't think I'm going to get that many off of my friends list quickly.
Sure. So
and I don't know how to find people.
Sure. Yeah.
I get people to follow me on Instagram. I mean, I got like 120 followers on there, and I just joined it. Yeah. But it seems like most of the people that follow me are other businesses.
Yeah. Yeah. And that is the one thing, like Sabra would be an incredible person to get with when it comes to Snapchat and Instagram, because I personally don't use my accounts on them, or very rarely. But as far as growing your cold market, especially on Facebook, your best bet is going to be, do you have a likes page yet? Or are you using your personal? Okay, so with your likes page, I can definitely look to put together either a call or, like I said, even YouTube, like looking up how to expand your cold market and all of that stuff. But we will definitely look into diving more into that, because it's been through my likes page that I've seen the biggest growth of my cold market and connecting with new people. So.
I'll love you forever if you help me with that.
Absolutely. I can definitely do that. It's getting ready to kick us off here. So before it does, I just wanted to throw out there that since it is halfway through October, like start thinking about where you want to be by the end of the year, where you see yourself going into 2017, and set your goals high. Like set a scary goal that you want to shoot for as we go through the holidays together. Because it's just going to be fun, and share what you where you want to be in the group page, and we'll work to make it happen. So, alrighty, guys. Well, I hope y'all have a great night, and I'll upload this recording, and we'll work on talking about the cold market and all of that fun stuff. So.
All right. Have a good night.
You too. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Oh, bye, Tanya.